this is Brandy. I'm going to talk to you guys about foundations. I've recently went on a splurge at Sephora, and by splurge I really mean that I've kind of been recycling the same 55 bucks for the past few months, and I think I went through almost every foundation that I can find at Sephora because I wanted to find the very right one just for me. And I'm going to tell you which ones that I absolutely loved and which ones that I returned for the ones that I loved. So the very first foundation that I tried was the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. I wasn't in love because even though they want to convey that it's matte velvet, on me it just looked ashy and kind of flat. Even with the highlighter and contouring, it just wasn't my kind of foundation. So I kind of took that back the next day. So the next foundation that I got was the Tarte Amazonian Clay. Hated it. Now, I love products from Tarte. All the eyeshadows and different things that I get from Tarte, it's just that their foundation, it just wasn't deep enough for me. The Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, I felt that even their darkest color was still a little too light for me. It left a mask. So I also returned that one, and then I exchanged it for the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. Now, I get it, it's a skin tint, it's got SPF in it, it's got amazing properties, but it kind of wore off in like an hour. Again, I know it's just like a skin tint. Like if you're gonna go to the beach or something, you just want to throw something on with some SPF so that the sun won't burn you. But the NARS, that one kind of went on like lotion and it just like evaporated just as quickly. I finished this one and it's just about almost done because I love Urban Decay. Don't get me wrong, I really love Urban Decay. I really love Urban Decay. And these aren't even all of them. A few of them are in my makeup bag. I'm just not going through that right now. I love Urban Decay products. I love their eyeshadows, all their other knickknacks. I'm not as in love with the foundation because it's orange. Flat out, it's orange. I noticed that it oxidizes a few shades darker than what it actually is. But even though, see, this one that I have is the 12.0. And then even in the store, I tried the 11.0. And that still had, I want my face and my neck to match. You know, that's all I'm looking for. And I noticed like throughout the day, I look in the mirror and not only am I kind of oily and shiny, it's that the orange got more intense to the point where I looked like a floating head, and that wasn't cute. But I didn't exchange this one because, you know, I'm gonna keep using it because I like Urban Decay, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't my bestie before I just completely called it quits. Okay, that's a lie. It was halfway gone before I called Sephora and they told me that I couldn't exchange it because it was like too far gone. So I love you, UD, I just don't love this. So the next foundation that I tried was the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation sticks. Now, I love me some Anastasia. I love her, love her, love her. And there's way more that's unaccounted for right now. But I'm a big supporter of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brand. I love how when I go on their Instagram page, I can see a reflection of myself. There's gorgeous dark-skinned chocolate melanin women on there, and their makeup is popping and they look like me. So I feel like that's a brand that I can continue to support because I feel like they support me in return. But what had happened was they've got in their foundation stick line a huge array of colors for all the chocolates, for all the Kelly Rowlands, for all the Gabrielle Unions as far as skin tone is concerned. But in Sephora, they only stocked 2 colors. I guess one for light-skinned chocolate girls and the other one's for, they only had cocoa, and cocoa was as far as it went. And I'm like, okay, I really want to see and test the other colors before I really invest in it because I don't want to go back and forth with the online shipping shit. So I just settled for cocoa, and I got cocoa, and cocoa was a no-no because it didn't fit. It looked like I was wearing products because I think that cocoa was just not my shade. Had the other shades been there, I'm more than positive I would have found something that I loved and something that would have looked great on me, but it wasn't there. So I'm like, damn, nah, return this shit. So I returned it. Hopefully one day, you know, they'll get that earth color popping because I can do some bomb contouring with that. But I'm not cocoa. I've got like, broken out, but I've got like golden, deep golden undertones. And the tone that cocoa is, I think it's more for women with a beautiful blue undertone. And on me, it'll just look like my face got a tan from the sun. So I returned it. I don't know, I just want to see those other sticks because I know they are everything. They look great on everybody else, but my shade's not in the store, so I had to move forward. I returned that. Then I got the Dior Perfect Primer Foundation shit. Okay, then I exchanged that one and I got the Dior Forever Perfect Foundation. I'm like, okay, I'm going with everything else. Let me go for like a really well-known brand. And for one thing that I look for when it comes to supporting a makeup company is, do you support me back? And when I look on the runway or in a magazine or on your Instagram page, is there going to be a chocolate girl staring back at me? And if there isn't, I ain't fucking with you because you don't fuck with me, and that's kind of like a bad relationship. So Dior, they have a couple shades that are gorgeous for dark skin girls. So I went with that one, and I also returned it because I felt it was too light, and then I felt that you had to use so much more product just to get a full coverage. For me, I like a foundation that covers everything. I don't want to do 5 different steps just to get, you know, one look as far as my foundation goes. With the Dior, I really felt that if I had kept that one, I would probably have to use half of the bottle within a month just to get 1 day of full coverage every time that I used it. And then the primer, like, the primer was really ashy like chalk. I really had faith in it. I wanted to love it because it seemed like they love me back, because there's tones for dark skinned girls, but the toner, I straight up looked like Ashy Larry. And it got to the point where the toner was like shining through the foundation. And as much as I wanted to keep that combo, because together I think it was like almost $100, but I'm talking about returns because I was recycling, so I only paid about a $30 difference. But I just ended up returning it anyway because So in exchange for that, let me tell you, the people at Sephora must really hate me. I bet they hate to see me coming. I'm like, who doesn't want to find their forever foundation? I'm not talking about, oh, this is hot for the moment, oh, so-and-so has a brand new. No, I want my forever foundation to the point where I know exactly what shade I am. There's no guesswork. Just walk into the store, grab my shit, and get out. Kind of like being married and monogamy. You know that's your genitalia. You know when you get home, that's the genitalia that you have, and you know that's the only genitalia that's going to be giving it to you. That's yours, and it's yours, and you know what's what. And I didn't find that, so I kept moving, and then I got the Hourglass varnish, this shit, right? That. So I bought that one, and I returned it, I think within the next few days, because it's crazy. The other foundations, I felt that they either weren't my tone or they didn't give me a nice full coverage. But the Hourglass, I think it almost gave too much coverage to the point where I looked cakey. Don't get me wrong. I love a beat face. I love, you know, cake on cake, like Tamana says. But it just looked kind of fake. And it wasn't really my tone. I think the one that I got, it was about a few shades too dark. Like, I want something that blends in, you know, that matches my neck and my décolleté. And I felt that I wanted to like Hourglass so badly. It just wasn't my piece of cake. So I know that when you go to Sephora, what they like to do is give you samples. But the thing is, number one, you don't know who's been sticking their fingers in there. I mean, can you even imagine how many people go to Sephora every day and everybody walks out looking, you know, like arts and crafts up to their elbows, literally with pigment? No. So I want to buy mine. I want to go outside. I want to look at it in the sun. I want to see how long it's going to last. So the Hourglass, that particular foundation stick didn't work for me. Maybe they have like some other things in their line that's popping, but that one just wasn't it. I think it was the cocoa. I got a picture of it. I'll show it to you. So then I exchanged that one for the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Gel. Hate that shit. For my skin tone and my skin issues, I have dark circles, you know, the hyperpigmentation. I'm starting to get a wrinkle right here. I damn near cried. And I think the gel was too lightweight. It literally just felt like a moisturizer. There wasn't any coverage. You couldn't even see that I had anything on. Like, I like the look that I have right now, which is the winning foundation that I kept and I'm going to keep, and I'm going to buy more. But with the Remarkable Gel, it didn't do it for me. So I returned that one. Then I got this baby right here, which I still have. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable in Cocoa Deep. So this bitch, this isn't my number one. This is my number two, but I'm showing you why I'm keeping it and not returning it. So comparing the Marc Jacobs to the Christian Dior foundation, I felt like just to get a full coverage look from a bottle of the Christian Dior, I probably felt like I'd have to use that much just on one application just to get a full coverage. But with this Marc Jacobs, oh my God. So this is a concentrated color. You just need a few drops and it'll literally cover your whole face. Like, excuse my ash. Okay, let me see. Oh. Okay, so like that much has, excuse my janky ass nails, but just that one little drop has so much spread to it because it's that concentrate. Like I could probably cover my whole hand with just that one drop of the Marc Jacobs Remarkable. And what I love about this one was the finish. The finish literally looked like I was erasing the acne, erasing the hyperpigmentation scars on my face. And the fact that I could use so little of the product and get so much out of it was great. But I kept looking because even though I love the finish of it, I love the spread, I love how well it covers and how it basically matches my skin tone. Like to warm it up a little bit, because I feel like it's a little on the cool side, I would use like some luster drops from MAC just to like brighten that up some so I don't look, you know, casket sharp, because that's not, that look is not popping. So I would use, yeah, just a little bit of that, and when it oxidizes it blends. Okay, but even still for me that wasn't enough. So I kept looking, and then I found, this is my baby. I love this. This is what I'm wearing right now. This is the Lancôme Tint Idol Ultra 24 Hour. And why this won me over? Number one, it's full coverage. Number two, it's long wear. I have very long days. And for me, I don't have time to like stop and touch up my makeup. So I want to make sure when I cake this face in the morning, it's going to last me until I get back home. And the 24-hour wear is perfect. I think the Marc Jacobs is like a 12-hour wear. That's like half my day. That's like I finish going to work and I'm picking up my kid and then we're going home. So I love this one, but I love this one more because I get more hours out the day. And plus it's not flat. You know, it doesn't have like this hard matte finish to it. Now, if you're going like out for a night on the town, the Marc Jacobs, definitely, because it's gonna stay and you're gonna have it on your face. You're not gonna have to use that much. You know, it doesn't have like this hard matte finish to it. Now, if you're going like out for a night on the town, the Marc Jacobs, definitely, because it's gonna stay and you're gonna have it on your face. You're not gonna have to use that much. So with the Lancôme, number one, you can use just a little bit, but what I love about it is that it has dimension to it. Now, first when you put it on, it does have that janky ass orange look to it, but then it oxidizes and it looks like your skin. So I'm gonna let that do its work. So if you have my skin type and you have my skin issues, which is hyperpigmentation, maybe really teeny tiny fine lines, if you want long wear, full coverage, if you want the foundation that you have to do less work to get like a better result. So out of all of Sephora, and I've tried everything, I mean just about everything. I've hopped from gondola to gondola. Wait, I didn't try the Kat Von D. I'm gonna try that next. Yeah, I did not try the Kat Von D. And the YSL, they only had one color. Yeah, so all of Sephora, besides the Kat Von D locket, I do want to try that. These are my bays. These are my ride or dies. So far, these are the foundations that I'm going to walk in, know what I'm getting, and get the heck out. No fad, no fluff, just, you know, my staple foundation. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them for me here. Make sure to subscribe, tap that button there, and leave me some comments and we can talk about foundations and how much Sephora must really hate me right now. But all their patience kind of paid off because I now found my staple foundations. Besides the Kat Von D, I have to try that one. I heard the locket is amazing. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.